Okay, take a look at number 10 first. Take a look at number 10. I got a couple questions for people here before we write down any work. Okay, question 10. Oh, let's start this off right. Number 5. Great job. Here we go. Do you remember what I call ABC? Secant, and ADE is also a secant. On Thursday before break, I'd given you this little theorem. Whole times internal equals whole times external when it comes to secant and tangents. So, number 10 here. Here we go. 25. Name a full secant for me. How long is a full secant up here?
AC is 12.
12. What about its external part? 4. All right, now go to the other secant for me. 15. What's the other secant length? 3 plus x. And what about its external part? 3. There you go. So that's the equation I use to solve 10. I don't need to tell you how to solve that. You should be able to on your own. Any issues on 10? Okay, how about 12 now? Here we go. 2. Name a whole secant. 5 plus x. What about its external part? 5. Times 5. Now let's go to the tangent. 7. Yep. 10. Name a whole tangent here. 9. And what about the external part? Whole and external for tangent, both the same length. Any issues there? I'm not going to solve that one. You should be able to solve that one on your own. We all good? All right. Next one. That's all this was whole times external. That's all it was. Next up. Made a little trouble on this one. 27. Give me a whole of something. So square root of 174. What about its external part? Square root of 174. All right. Need somebody to do a little work. You got books right in front of you. Number 16. What about the whole secant now? Let's hear from 20. What about the whole secant now? Combine those two pieces. What do I end up with? 4x plus 5. And then how about the external part? X. Everyone all right with the setup? Okay, solving it's pretty tricky. Anybody find out radical 174 times itself? It's what's underneath, 174, and then I get 4x squared plus 5x. We went over one of these on Thursday. Move the 174 over. Probably not going to factor that, and I don't blame you. So quadratic formula. Here we go. 4. What's my a value up here? I don't put any variables in the 4. What's my b value? 5. And what's my c value? 174. Sign goes with it. There's my c value. That gets all plugged into the quadratic formula. I'm not going to go through all of this. -5 plus or minus. What have I been having you do all year long to find this number underneath? Store it in your calculator. Store in a, b, and c, and then do b squared minus 4ac all over 2 times 4, which is 8. So whatever number's in there. How do you find your two answers? -5 plus whatever's underneath divided by 8. And -5 minus whatever's underneath all over 8. Plug them right in your calculator. And then whatever decimal is the positive one, that's the one I'm taking. We all good there? That's certainly something like this could come up on Thursday's quiz 3, where you have to use quadratic formula now that we've gone over a couple of them. And probably another one coming up here. All right, I'm going on to 17. 6, give me a whole something there. 17. X plus, nice, that's that whole secant there. X plus 12, what about its external part? Times 8. Go over to the other side here. 25, what's the other secant length? Okay. 3x times its external part. Okay. So you get 3x squared equals 8x plus 96. Which side would you move over here? Which side would you move over? Probably the 8x plus 96, so this doesn't become negative. And then here we go. I'll ask somebody for my last question here. 3, what's your A value? B value? And C value. There it is, quadratic formula. All right. And I'll give you a formula sheet on Thursday, so you have that formula. No need to memorize it. Any issues with those 4? Yeah, you had to do a little work for the last 2. It happens in an above average class. Anything else going? All right, let me take a look at it, please. Because we got, while I'm coming around, calculator, compass, straight edge. If you need one, get one. All right, let's do this. This is the last tough part here. No theorems for you here. We're all done with the theorems, the facts. It just had the equation of a circle. All right, how do you write the equation of a circle? You've been probably doing these, not equations of circles, but probably these. Y equals 2x minus 6 since middle school. If I had you graph that, what would we call that graph? X minus 6, if I had you graph. That's a line, yes, anybody? It's a line. If I had you graph it, it's called a line. Last year in Algebra 1, you probably graphed these with a squared on them. Anybody remember what they were called? Parabolas. Remember, it smiled, it frowned, right? Okay. Finally now, equation of a circle. That looks pretty darn intimidating, and I don't blame you. All right, but the more you work with it today, the easier it'll become. X and Y are going to stay X and Y. X and Y stay X and Y. All right, what that represents are points on the circle. I don't plug in for those. What I am going to plug in for is that H value and that K value. And as you can see here, that'll be the center of the circle. All right, so whatever points are the center of the circle, I plug that in for H and K. And then there's another value, the R value. Suggestion what that is. Radius length. But I need to square it before I put it into the formula. All right, I need in the formula. And there is some good news about this formula, which I'll get to in a second. But H and K, so you'll have numbers plugged in here and a number plugged in here. Is there anything you want to ask about this formula before we get writing it? Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Anthony.
How do we know what X and Y to use, where on the circle?
You're not going to plug in for X and Y.
Oh, yeah.
Just like here, when you write the equation of a line, there's no numbers plugged in for X and Y, right? We may plug in numbers for X and Y to find the R value, but your final answer, you just have X and Y right where they are. Nothing plugged in for it. Right? All right, here we go. Basic one. Can you write me an equation of a circle, center at 3, -3, and a radius of 6? All right, let me just give me a second here. I just want to rewrite x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. All right, here we go. Center, 3, -3. So I'm going to start this off with x. What goes in for h? 3. So x minus 3 squared. Everyone see where the 3 got plugged in? Now watch it on this next part. plus y. Now I'm plugging in a -3 for k, so what's this going to become? Okay. Plus 3 squared equals, not 6 though, because what's the formula say? The radius squared. So 6 won't be in there. What'll be in there? You can write 6 squared or 36. Everyone see where that 36 came from? It's the radius squared. Is it all right if you write 6 squared? I'm fine with that. Go ahead, Mason. You sure? Okay, here's the good news I was talking about. We're done. Don't try to double distribute here or here. We're done. That's it. This is what it looks like. X minus 3 squared plus y plus 3 squared. That's it. Don't try to do anything. All right, all good. Next one. I graphed it for you now. Write the equation of this one that I graphed. All right, well, I need the center, though. I didn't give you the center. Can you use the information I gave you to find the center of the circle? Can you use that info? Oh, 29. Here we go. Center of that circle, Billy.
In like parentheses.
Oh, no, I just want to know the center point. That's it. Don't give me the equation yet.
1, 3.
1, 3. Yep, the center's 1, 3. All right, here we go. 18. You got the first half of the equation here. So x, help me out. X minus 1 squared plus y minus 3 squared. And then over on the right side, the radius squared. What number would you like to see there? 7. Yep. 19. What number would you like to see there? Also known as 4. Okay. Any issue there? All right. Nope, not a big deal, right? All right, last one here. A circle with the center at 0, -2, and a radius of radical 26. I don't know if that's going to freak anybody out. 5, here we go. You got the left side. X minus 0 squared plus y plus 2. I changed the sign. Squared. All right, nice job. Any issues there? Oh boy, 24. Radius is radical 26, but I need to square it. What happens when you square a radical? So what number am I going to put here? 26. Perfect. 26. No, hold on, I'm not done. Chances are, if this is a multiple choice question, you're not going to see that as an answer, because they're going to clean this up right here. Anybody clean that up? X minus 0? X. Okay, so you'll see this instead. So if you don't see anything with the x, that means the coordinate 0. All right, the coordinate must have been 0. Anything you want to ask before we get a lot more difficult? Anything? Oh boy, here we go. All right. Can you write the equation of a circle with the center? Okay, stop right there. There's the center. So somebody get me the left side of that equation. 13, get me the left side of this equation if the center is -3, -2. X plus 3, all squared. Don't forget the squared, everybody. Plus, what else you got for me? Y plus 2, all squared. And now that's equal to, oh boy, I didn't give you the radius, did I? I did not give you the radius. Is there any way I can use these 2 points right here to find what the R value is? I know the center's negative. If I connect these two, what do you end up with? The radius, right? How can you find the length? I heard one person there. Yeah, maybe. I'm looking for the r value. I could use distance formula between them. Or let me go back to Anthony's point earlier on. 1, -2 is a point on the circle. Everyone agrees? So where could I plug the 1 and the -2 in right now? X and Y. Okay? I can, because that's a point on the circle, I can plug the 1 in for X and the -2 in for Y. And that'll give me my r squared. So let's do that way. And I don't know how many of you want to get out distance formula. All right, so what do you want to plug in for X? So ready? 1 plus 3 squared plus -2 plus 2 squared equals r squared. Nothing fancy. All I did was plug a point on the circle into the formula. X in for X, Y in for Y. When you let me know when you're done, what'd you get for that left side? 25 when you're done. What do we get for this left side here? 16? Yep. Equals r squared. Yes, Seth. You're right, we could have. Here's the problem, though. Probably not going to be able to count most often. Like, hey, if it's C's here and then I put this point up here, can't count. You're all right. We could have counted. And if you see that, go ahead, count. You're at 100% correct, but I didn't want to show that right away because probably you won't be able to count. 16 equals r squared. If you want to go that extra step, what's the radius length? 4. You didn't have to because what are you plugging in? R squared, which we already found was 16. So go back up. And there's my equation, 16. Yes, Anthony, go ahead.
So when you do, like when you plug in the point for X and Y,
Yep.
then you get like 16 is equal to r squared.
So you could have stopped right there and said 16 equals r squared. I needed the r squared value, so just plug it in there.
So it's not just the r value.
No, remember, in the equation it says r squared's got to go there. Okay, so I need to square the radius. Oh, the compass ready. Here we go. How do I graph one of these bad boys now? Okay, there's my circle equation. I need it graphed. What are the two things you can get from the circle equation? Center and radius. So the first thing I'm going to ask somebody is, hey, what's the center of this circle? Using the equation right there. What is the center? Now I'm asking you to go backwards. What's the center now? You guys are used to plugging it in, but now I'm going to ask you to take it out. 8. Can you get the center of that circle from the equation? We don't have an 8? Nope, sorry, never mind. Sorry, I think I would know that. 2, here we go. Yourself. What, x minus 2. I've been flipping the coordinates when I take them, put them in or take them out, right? So the x coordinate would be 2, right? And then now be careful, what about your y coordinate? -1. Everyone see where the 2, -1 for the center? You're basically just flipping the signs. Whether you're plugging it in or taking it out, you're going to flip the signs. Watch your mouth for this next one. What's my radius length? 21. What's my radius length? 6. Nice. Not 36. 36 is the radius squared. So you got to take the square root of it. All right, so how do I graph it? Graph the center. 2, -1. And then I know the radius is 6. What's your suggestion here? Because I don't want to tell you how to do this next part. I know the radius is 6. So what can I do for my center point here? 17. Any suggestion? I can count up 6, right 6, down 6, left 6, whatever floats your boat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then, yes, you take your compass, put your compass point on the center, pencil point on the point on the circle. And what you guys wanted probably to do all year long, go ahead and swing a full circle. There it is. Look at those circles, beautiful. I'll let you just enjoy that one because it's not going to be much enjoyment on the next one. Before I even get there, what do you not like about this next one? It's not in the form we've been going over all day today, right? It's not in our form we like. Right? We like this form instead. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. That's not in the form we like, so there's no way you can pull off the center and the radius. Okay. Here's what you're going to have to do. Sure, Billy, go ahead. I'd love to hear this one. Half of that is true. We are going to match up. We are going to rewrite this so x's are with x's, y's are with y's. We are. But after that, I don't know where you were going. But good first part. Here's what we're doing. We're going to make this look like the one we love. How? Bad news. Something from Algebra 1 last year. Completing the square. And crickets. Good, good. I was hoping for that. Good. Crickets. We never did completing the square last year. I'm sure you didn't. Yep. Okay. Completing the square, everyone. Hopefully when we start doing it, it'll start, maybe the wheels will start turning. I don't know. I'm praying, but I'll go slow on this one. First thing, if it's not already, make sure the single number is off to the right, which it is. Next step. Billy? Okay, rewrite this so the x's are with the x's and the y's are with the y's. So I'm going to have x squared with negative 8x plus y squared with positive 2y, and that's still equal to negative 8. We are going to complete the square twice, once for the x's and once for the y's. All right? All right, so what is the deal? Anybody want to throw that out? That would be awesome if anybody wants to drop a lot of knowledge here about completing the square, what you remember from it. Okay, no problem. I understand. Okay, so let's do it with the x's first. There's an a and a b value up here. Everyone agrees for the x's? What's the b value? Negative 8. So the starting point for completing the square is you take half your b value. What's half my b value? Negative 4 and square it. Sound familiar at all? Take half your b value and square it. Okay, that's fine, but go ahead. What number do you produce if you take half your b value and square it? 16, right? So that's what we're going to do. X squared minus 8x, ready? Plus 16. Half your b value squared. Do it for the y's. Plus y squared plus 2y. What's your b value here? 2. Take half of it. 1. Square it. 1. So plus 1 equals negative 8. But hold on. Here's what you just did. And I'm just going to make a fool out of myself and no one's going to understand it. Here's what you just did. Anybody? Anybody? What'd you just do to the left side? You added 16 and you added 1. It's unbalanced. Everyone see it? Unbalanced. So what do we have to do? Balance it by adding what to the right side? 16 and 1, or 17. So again, I got 16 and I got 1 by doing half my b value, squaring it. Go ahead, Billy. I'm ready.
So are you subtracting 16 and 1, or are you leaving it there?
I'm leaving it there. Because right now what we're going to do, we're going to factor this. We're going to factor this. Anybody know two numbers that multiply to 16 but add to -8? -4n. So if you, I'm going to do a shortcut here, but you would write x minus 4 and x minus 4, right? Combine them, it's the same as x minus 4. Ho, look at that bad boy. We're getting there, aren't we? We're getting there. Plus two numbers that multiply to 1 and add to 2. 1 and 1. So it'd be y plus 1, or, oh, look familiar. Now, I went over that pretty quick. A shortcut, I just told you. Shortcut. -4. Remember we were up here. What was half your b value? What was half your b value? It's always going to be the same. What was half your b value? It's always going to be that way. Okay? What's up, Anthony?
Do we have to write out the middle step in between those, or can we just skip right over it?
Well, you might want to just because so you know what to add to this side. That's my no, you don't have to, but I worry about you not adding something over the other side to keep it balanced. And what's my new number over here? 9. Okay, what's your center? Here we go. What's the center point so I can graph and construct? 1. What's my center point, Matt, now? 4, -1. And my radius length here? 4. What's my radius length? Well, that's radius squared. 3. Go ahead, everyone. Construct it. Make sure your compass point goes on the center and the pencil goes on the point on the circle. Whew. All right, no chance I'm just going to leave you with just that one and say good luck on those. Okay, I'm going to make you guys a little bit more responsible now for this next one. So you see it's not in the form we want. It's not in our center radius form. All right, help me get in that form. Very first step, even before you match up the x's and the y's, because something is happening here that didn't happen in the previous one. First thing we need to take care of, 28, nope. 8, nope. We're on fire. 3 in a row, 12. Move the 40 over. All right, the 40's got, and why don't we just do the next step all in one, which is what? Pair your x's and y's. All right, so move the 40 over. Let's pair the x's and y's together. Okay, on the x's and the y's, complete the square. Okay, so I need somebody first. Let's go with 15. Help me complete the square on the x's. What's your b value? 8. Well, just 8. Ready, Henrik? Here we go. Divide by 2 and square it. What number do I get out? Beautiful. X squared plus 8x plus 16 plus, now somebody help me with the y's now. 18. What's your b value with the y's? Negative 14. So go in your head right now. Half that value squared. 49. So plus 49. Okay, what number should I be adding to the right now with the negative 40? 29. Billy, what should I be adding with the negative 40? What did I add to the left side? Okay, so add that to negative 40. I'm not really too sure off the top of my head there. Calm it down, thank you. 65. 65. Is that 65? 65, huh? I got 25. It's negative 40. Negative 40 plus 16 plus 49. We good? Should be 25? Okay, I was going to say that's going to be kind of hard to graph. All right, here we go. Let's make it look like the circle equation we know. Number 5, ready? What was half our b value up here? 4, so it's going to be x plus 4 squared. Half the b value, or you can try factoring it on your own. That's fine too. 20, what was half our b value for the y's? Negative 7. So y minus 7 all squared equals 25. All right, let's finish this strong. Find the center and the radius for me. 23, center and radius. What's the center? Nice. And how about the radius? Let's graph it. Great job, everybody. You'll have, I think, 2 more of these tonight. Graph papers on the back. It's okay if it goes off the paper, that's fine. Just make sure your compass point's on the center.